Like I've said a couple times, I do these videos for myself and not necessarily for the people watching them. I do upload them just to see how people react to them, but I mostly do them for myself. And my last video, which I took down, because I think YouTube would have taken it down anyway, actually showed me a lot about myself that I really would not have, I wouldn't have remembered it. Clearly, I was very not sober and I was just not, yeah, you get the picture, but I guess those horrible things that I was saying, it's like, I mean, I believed them, like, y- I pretty much agreed with everything I was saying. I watched the video back, and it was all stuff that I thought, but I just never said. And yeah, you can say that it's fine for me to have these negative emotions towards the person I was talking about because she has been so mean and horrible to me and abusive. But the problem is that I feel like that towards a lot of people, and I guess that's what I want this video to be about. Um, I really, I'm really not a good person at all. I thought that I was because I never actually like purposely hurt people, and I don't know, maybe that's what matters most, but I don't I don't think positive things about people. I can't connect with people because I'm so insecure and jealous of other people. When other people are happy, this is horrible, but I don't know if I've ever genuinely felt happy for another person in my entire life. I think I'm getting a little bit better at it now because it used to be during the worst phases of my addictions. I used to, I would be like seething with hatred at anyone who had anything positive in their life. So I know that I've improved. Obviously, I've improved. I used to be like nearly 500 pounds, which is like 3 times or more what I should be. I've lost quite a bit of weight, but clearly you have to be pretty mentally messed up to get to that point. And when I wasn't binge eating back then, I was getting blackout drunk or getting high on something. I was just constantly on some kind of drug. I could never be sober, and I still have that problem now, but it's not nearly like it was before. When I was in college, I don't even remember a lot of college because I was just constantly on something and I could barely function. My grades weren't very good. I survived, like I got through it. But it was really hard because I went to a pretty high, like a really prestigious university. It was like a top 50 school. And you know, typically the people there are really high functioning. They're a lot more able to moderate. Like that, my school's motto, I won't say it because it'll like dox the name of the school, but they were people who, they worked really hard, and then they also, like, there were a lot of parties and stuff like that. So, those people were much more able to moderate their drug usage and all of that than I was or am. And whether it's my fault or not, or whatever, it doesn't really matter, but I the first thing is this thing that happened last week, and my entire life really. It just reinforces the fact that I need to live a sober lifestyle. I can't be on any drugs. I can't even eat bad foods because it's like a cycle. Like, I'm a poly addict basically. I can't do any substance or else I'll start doing them all. And I'll go back to how I was because this past week has been pretty bad. And I mean, for anyone who actually watched my last video, the cat is pretty much out of the bag. Like, anyone who watched that sees that I'm not a good person, really. So, I don't know, it's like, why hide it? But I think I genuinely do want to be a good person. I want to be normal. I want to integrate into society, which is something I've never been able to do. I've always, since I was a kid, I lived at the edge of society, on the outskirts of society, and I didn't integrate with other people. I was always like an outcast. And the people that I attract and the people that actually stay in my life are all similar people. They're all not good people. Like, I get, the people I've been the closest with have been like people cheating on their significant others with me, or people. I knew someone who I'm pretty sure it was like a genuine sociopath. Like, he really didn't care about other people, and we connected. I mean, maybe he was just charming me and being fake or whatever, but I don't think so. Like, I think we had some sort of connection. But it's just bad people that want to be around me because like attracts like, I guess. I'm not a good person. I try to act like a good person, which maybe that counts, but I'm not. And it's because I'm an addict. Addicts only think about themselves. They don't think about other people. When I'm sober, when I actually stay sober for more than like a week, which is rare, I'm much more able, like, I notice I have a lot more empathy for people, and I feel like I can open up to people and connect with other people. But then I always sabotage it. I get scared and I go back to how I was before, not caring about anyone. The drugs and the substances, I don't have to care about anyone when I'm on them. I don't have to care, and I can just blame my whole shitty train wreck life on the substances, and it feels like I don't have to have any accountability, but I do have to have accountability. I look like I'm in my 40s and I'm in my mid-20s, and I know that I'm not going to live much longer if I keep being like this. But I do drugs because I hate my life. But I hate my life because I do drugs and eat too much food. It's the classic problem that every addict faces, I guess. But I guess maybe I haven't hit rock bottom yet, and that's why. But what would have to happen for me to want to change my life? I've never not. I mean, I started really being an addict when I was 18 years old. So my entire adult life, I've been in these addictions. And they peaked when I was in my early 20s, when I was like 20, 21. That was when I was just constantly drunk or or I was constantly like binge eating to the point like where I was like almost in a coma from how much food I ate. It's disgusting, really. But I say that, but yet what I'm really thinking is, well, I don't care. Like, I still don't really care. I was actually thinking about doing much harder drugs. Like, I never did any of the worst drugs, the ones that, like, the classic ones that people get addicted to and then they end up going completely psychotic and dying. I never did any of those because I knew I didn't want to get to that level. But lately I've been thinking maybe I should just give up, and maybe my destiny should just be to be a homeless drug addict or something, because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I failed in life. Like, I really feel like I failed. I mean, on paper, my life seems good. Like, I have a job. I make a lot more money than the average person. I have at least a couple really good friends. I don't see them in person much, but they're still good friends. I have one family member who loves me. I don't really have any other family, but I at least have one person. I'm doing way better than a lot of other people, but it just feels like, I think the reason is because I know I could be doing so much more if I were sober. Like, if I went to college and I was completely sober the whole time, I bet that I would have gotten a good GPA. I would have, when I say sober, I count like eating healthy too. So I would have been, better looking. I would have been more approachable. I wouldn't have all these like walls between myself and other people. I still would have been awkward, sure, but I know that it would have been so much better, and I would have not felt so horrible about myself. Sorry, my dog is sleeping next to me, so he's snoring. Anyway, I wouldn't have hated myself so much. I wouldn't have been so ashamed of myself. Just constantly doing drugs, then feeling guilty for it, so then doing more drugs or eating more food or whatever. That wouldn't have happened, and I would have gotten a much better job out of college. Probably wouldn't be working for the government. I'd probably have a more fulfilling job. My life would just be better, but maybe I still wouldn't be happy. I'm not quite sure. I don't know. I feel like I'm at a fork in the road, and I can either go down the path of being like, going all the way to being like a homeless drug addict or something, or I can go down the path of finally fixing myself, finally being better, finally being, living up to my potential. And actually living up to my potential seems really exciting, but then I keep sabotaging it. So does it really? I mean, I've been an addict my entire adult life, like I said, so why not just, or I could just stay like I am and just slowly kill myself with mostly drugs at this point. My eating is a lot better, even though it's not perfect. I still, like, I'll slip up and then I'll go into these crazy binges. It's just I do it way less than I did before. That's how I lost so much weight. When I was sober recently for 3 weeks, I made a new friend, like, so quickly. When I'm sober, I become this person who's actually, like, genuine and able to, like, connect with people a little bit. I'm not very good, I still have autism. Like, I'm still so awkward and weird, but at least people, I don't know, it's just better. And I made this new friend, and then that Friday, the thing happened where my sister came to my house, and then I got really drunk, and that started the chain of not being sober anymore. And then I started ignoring his messages, and now, I don't know, I guess I could try messaging him back, but I just came off like a jerk because that's what addicts do, I think. Like most addicts, I think they're the best friends with, like, other addicts that can get them drugs or that they can do drugs with, but I don't really have much of an interest in doing drugs with other people. I like doing them by myself. So, yeah. Anyway, I've fought all my urges so far today, and it's almost 12 in the morning, so I guess I'm one day sober, yay. I guess that counts for something. So I guess we'll see where I go from here. I have to be optimistic, because if not, then what's the point? But yeah.